Hello everybody, this is Will and today's going to be a rant video. I know I haven't done a video in such a long time, but anyways, this is going to be a gaming rant video, so I know that you guys are probably not going to enjoy any of this whatsoever. Reason why I haven't done any videos on the Will of Gaming channel is due to the fact that, obviously the copyright adpocalypse thing, not like I was making money anyway, but, my views weren't there, but still at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to get a bunch of emails that say copyright strike, or not strike, but copyright claim, copyright claim, copyright claim. So I decided to do Twitch instead. And I was just a little frustrated with Twitch. It was great and it was a great experience. And I got a lot of growth from Twitch. I have a hell of a lot more growth on Twitch than I had here on the YouTube channel. But regardless, though, eventually it just got tiring because I wasn't enjoying games. And for the longest time, I have not been enjoying games. I felt like every year it was gradually getting worse. And to myself, I was questioning it and I was saying, why do I feel this way? Because games are my life. I want to enjoy them. They have been my life for the longest time. They've been here when I've been depressed and when I've been sad and whatnot. Games have gotten me, I've gotten a lot of friends through gaming, and I met a lot of great people and a lot of common interests and things like that. But at the end of the day, I look back at my gaming history, especially in this generation, and I'm thinking, what the hell happened this generation? This generation sucks. It really sucks. It's like they were literally tricking us this entire time. And we fell for every single freaking trap that they threw. It was amazing. I know that they started it with pre-orders way back in the day. Pre-orders were a thing for a very long time now. So they made you buy games and stuff like that. And then they kind of gained your trust from that because the games that you pre-ordered most likely were always good. And then if you saw a review that told you, stay away from this game, whatever, did that. Now companies are getting paid to review games a certain way. I'm not saying every company does that and not everything does that, but sometimes if you are given a game for free, most likely you're going to highly praise it because of the kindness and generosity. You're not going to be as harsh as you would like to be if you paid money for it. You see, the thing is that when you get something for free, if I was a big YouTuber, let's say that I was a big YouTuber and a company gave me a game for free and I had to review it. Since I didn't pay money for the game, I won't be super harsh with it. Would I be mad? Oh, yes, if the game was terrible. And will I talk about it being bad? Yes, but I wouldn't be super harsh. I would say, yeah, don't buy this game for $60. Maybe buy it for $40, whatever. But at the end of the day, that takes it away. Now, if I spent the $60 and I was free to review it however I chose because now I purchased the game and I played it and I didn't like it, then I can review it and I can say how much I hated it and I didn't like it and all this stuff like that. And I would be really frustrated because I spent $60 and now I'm not going to be able to get a fraction of what I got back. This game is now in history as worst games to get. Nobody's going to want it because it was made by a AAA company and they made millions and millions of copies of it. So it's not something rare that you can hold on to and save for later. So this will forever be in your collection, collecting dust, or you just sell it at a massive loss. And you just got to deal with the consequences of that. So obviously I'm going to be angry, and you have that because back in the day a lot of people would buy games for even more, and then it was terrible. It was terrible, and there was no trade-in system back then. There was nothing back then, so you just kind of had to put up with it and just be like, oh my god, this game sucks. But sometimes you just put up with it anyway because, that's the only game you could play because you were younger back then and you played and whatever. Now, me, I've been gaming my entire life. Since I was 3 and till now. I've been gaming a lot. But lately, I haven't been having the urge to play games. And this bothers me because I love games. What is wrong with me? So at first, I thought it was because maybe I was just getting old. Maybe games have just lost that spark, that flair, whatever. Because these games are getting these obscene high scores. Really high scores. They're being praised. So when I go and I fall for the hype and I decide to play these games, I have fun with them for a little bit or I don't get into them at all. It's ridiculous. See, with Nintendo Switch, Zelda Breath of the Wild was literally a fantastic game. I beat it twice and 100%ed them twice. Mario Odyssey, though I beat it once so far, because I'm trying to catch up on my backlog. It was a fantastic, phenomenal game. Phenomenal. And I loved it. Like, Nintendo has given me life this year with the Switch. And I knew the Switch was going to be successful even before. Like, once I saw the concept and once I started to get some solid details on what they were trying to do, and everybody was complaining, oh, it's going to fail. It's going to fail. It's going to suck. Nobody's going to like it. I said, do you see the potential to this console? They're saying, oh, it doesn't have good graphics. It's not going to get any third-party support and whatever. Now, that may be true. It has third-party support now, has indie support, has all that stuff. But the difference is that the Nintendo games can be played anywhere. Anywhere. You could play it online. You could take it on the go with you and then play with your friend. Even if they don't have a Switch, you got 2 Joy-Cons that you can play. Like, there's just so many aspects and so many ways that you can play the damn Nintendo Switch. The only thing that sucks about the Switch is the battery life on the handheld property of it. It's not good. It sucks. It really sucks. So I never play this thing on portable mode. I don't. Because having that battery thing makes me feel like I gotta turn it off. It makes me feel like my gameplay is absolutely limited, because it is. And I have to take a plug with me everywhere. So the only time when I play it, like handheld wise, is if I have a plug with me and I'm near an outlet. And I'm like, well, for that, I might as well just play it on the dock mode and just play it on the TV with a Pro controller. So I don't play the Switch portable. But for people who don't care and who are not OCD like I am, they can take their Switch anywhere and play with that battery life. And that is fantastic and wonderful. But the fact is that the Nintendo Switch, every game that they give you gives you choice. You can play the game by your own rules. And this is what I love about Nintendo games. When you look at Nintendo, like for Zelda, you can make your own rules. You can go and straight to beat the game. You can make your own challenges. Beat it with armor, beat it without armor. You could be super overpowered in the game. You can beat the game and try to set yourself a time limit and find shortcuts. There's so many ways to approach Zelda, which is why it won Game of the Year. Same way with Mario, which would have equally won Game of the Year if it came out, if that was the launch title instead of Zelda. I'm telling you this right now because Mario is just so approachable. You can get some moons enough to move on to the next level. Or you can be freaking crazy and just get every single thing, like I am. And those have been 2 fantastic experiences, which the majority of it is all gameplay. Rarely cutscenes. That's how a game is supposed to be. A game is supposed to be gameplay. The majority of you is just you playing. The majority of the time, you should be pushing these buttons. You should. That's what a game is. You should be pushing buttons. If you're sitting there with the controller in your lap, drinking and eating the sandwich while you're looking at a damn movie playing, then this is a problem. What pisses me off about this generation is not only did they screw us over with the DRM, they screwed us with that you have to install the damn game into the freaking console before you play it, so you might as well get it digitally, so then you go get it digitally or whatever. But then a lot of people have the Best Buy Gamers Club unlocked or some sort of, or Amazon Prime that makes their games 20% cheaper, so they go, ooh, this is great. But literally, even in a way, that's a scam. Because then that means that you will get a collector's edition more likely because you get that 20% off. So so you can get the collector's edition. Everything, just note, everything in business is there for a reason. It's there for a purpose, and sometimes you think that they're benefiting you, but they're not. They're not. I know Nintendo's up to no good. I know. And I know Xbox is up to no good and PlayStation's up to no good. Tell me why Xbox has no exclusives. Why? Why was the Xbox One X created if they didn't even plan on doing anything for it? Making it, you can play 4K games now. Oh, you can play your Xbox 360 games and your Xbox original games on Xbox One X in 4K. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Whoop they freaking do. That's nothing. You already played these games already. You probably have a backlog of current games that you have to get through. I know I do. I have so many games because I've been playing too many freaking remasters and remakes, which that's my fault. But I'm just saying that I'm enjoying those games more than I'm enjoying these other games because these other games have a multiplayer aspect that I could care less about. I'm not a multiplayer gamer. I'm a single player gamer. But I like the idea and the ability of choice. I like to be able to play with friends on certain games. Like something like Monster Hunter is very approachable to me. Like the thing is that the only multiplayer games that I really want to play are stuff that Nintendo makes. They are the fun games. These are the games that have the formula of they are the best of the best when it comes to it. Smash Brothers is just so fast and chaotic and wonderful, and I love it. But it's online. It's not great, you know. But like at the same time, could you just like if Nintendo could get their online stuff together and made every game that's multiplayer, that's couch multiplayer, also like work on an online spectrum, could you imagine how epic Nintendo would be? Like Nintendo makes quality games, and that's what I'm trying to say. They literally give you a basic storyline, but they tell you a story through the visuals, through the gameplay, through the costumes. You feel the feeling. Like if you look at Ocarina of Time, every time you got a new item or whatnot, that felt like the character of the story. When you fought Ganondorf at the end, you wanted to beat his fucking ass. You were so overpowered. You were just so like, ugh. The little cutscenes that they showed was enough to get you the point across. That was it. You know that you had to save the princess. You knew that's pretty much all you had to do. Same thing with Mario. At the end of the day, it tells you a story in its gameplay. Because at the end, it's the gameplay that matters the most. Because in the beginning, what are you playing? A game. You're not playing a movie. You're playing a game. Xbox doesn't give me an experience like that. And if they do, it's in the form of an indie game that I can get on another console. It's a form of an exclusive or something that I've already played before, or it was a remake of something. It doesn't give me unique things. There hasn't been really any standout games except for like Horizon Zero Dawn. And that's if you don't count like sequels, prequels, anything like that. I'm talking about like unique experiences that have scored really high. For PlayStation, that was Horizon Zero Dawn. We could look at Act 1 and Act 2, but they didn't do really good. We could look at Persona 5, came out on the PS3. So technically, it's a PS3 game. I'm sorry. I know that that's a stupid way of looking at it, but it's true. It's a PS3 game. So technically, Persona 5 doesn't count. You know, there hasn't been any standalone games on PlayStation or Xbox that have been like, whoa. Now, I know, obviously, all this is my opinion. I didn't find Gears of War 4 fun. I got Gears of War 4 fun, and I played Gears of War, and it's just taking me forever and a day to beat it. And it's not that long of a game. It's just that it is so incredibly boring because of the cutscenes that I got to put up with. And though I'm pretty sure you can skip the cutscenes and whatnot, you feel like you need to see the cutscenes to see what you have to do next. See, what The Last of Us did in terms of storytelling was that, yes, that game had cutscenes in it. Yes. But the way that The Last of Us did it, especially if you played it on survival mode, really showed how epic the game was. Because what it does is that you're playing the game and you're being put into the situation, you're putting into the scenario, you're playing the scenario, you are the character. Once you reach the conclusion, you see what happens afterwards. It kind of gives you a break because you just went through a stressful moment. So you have a break to just sit there and watch and enjoy and just kind of just take back what just happened, because the game got you with the gameplay. It got you with the gameplay. So when you sit there and, because I remember when games back in the day were like, thank God there's a cutscene. Oh my God, I could take a break. I could take a break. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was such a stressful moment. It was such a stressful moment. I mean, Bloodborne was also another standout game that I have to say that I really enjoyed. Like, Bloodborne was good. Horizon Zero Dawn was good. But honestly, when it comes to every game so far, Nintendo has been killing it for me. Every single game that they've released that has been made by them, that wasn't a third party thing or whatever, has been very good. Decent to very good. But everything I played on PlayStation, even the high ranking games, I haven't been enjoying as much. Even with Horizon Zero Dawn, though I enjoyed it, even with Horizon Zero Dawn, I just was like during the cutscenes, I kind of stopped caring after a while. I'm like, you're putting too much cutscenes into this. I'm sorry. There's a such thing as too much cutscenes. Am I playing a game or am I watching a movie? Like, if you play Until Dawn, like, what's really pissing me off is those story-based games. Which, I'm glad that they have their own genre, but I ain't playing those games. I'm not going to play The Walking Dead Season 1. I don't care how much highly praised it is, because I tried it. I did try it. I played it before. I played it. I sat through, like, the first episode, and I just wanted to fall asleep. I wasn't into it, because all you're doing is walking around, picking up things. And then just walking super slow. I need speed. I need action. I need something to happen. I need something like, oh my God. Oh my God. And if you slow it down, do like what you would do with Splinter Cell. Or do what you would do with just like a stealth game. Like, holy shit, there's like 5 guys right there. How am I going to approach them? What am I going to do? Or in a horror game, like, oh my God. Oh, he's at the end of the hallway. Oh God, and all I have is like 3 smoke grenades. And now, I'm not saying that I played every game that's out there. I'm pretty sure there's fantastic games out there that I haven't even touched, or haven't even considered, or haven't even jumped to conclusions. But the problem is that I have a backlog, a huge backlog of games. I could name you all of them, but that would just take too long. And the thing is that I'm just frustrated. And on top of that, these games are too long, but too long for the wrong reasons. What Zelda did right was the game was the length that you wanted it to be. You could choose and set a time. See, when I played Mad Max, or when I play a Ubisoft game, especially Ubisoft, when I played those games are long for the sake of just no reason. Like, they have side quests and stuff like that you have to do before you do another main mission, to unlock a main mission. And you have to put up with it, so it makes the game feel longer and longer than what it is. So you're just like, oh, I just want to beat this shit already. And then you sit through the story and you don't care about the story because you're busy doing side quests that has nothing to do with the main story. So by the time you get to the main story, you lost your investment in it because you didn't care, because you've been spending too much time on the side quest and you don't care about the main story. And that's another problem, is the structure of everything. With Zelda, it worked. With Zelda, they made it work. If you are making an open world game, you have to make less story a thing. You got to make it less of a thing. Make it, if you want to actually find the story, then talk to the NPCs. Give the story to the NPCs. I think Skyrim did that really well, where it wasn't much story or whatnot. But I'm just saying that it's just frustrating. Now, obviously, I'm ranting and I'm complaining about stupid things that a lot of people, they're like, oh, why are you complaining? Why are you bitching? Why are you complaining? Whatever. I know what people are going to say. And I'm just saying that for the longest time, I thought it was my fault. I thought maybe I'm old. Maybe I just don't find these games fun anymore. Maybe there's just something wrong with me. No, there's nothing wrong with me. No, it's the gaming industry. In general, it's just been frustrating. You have to pay $60 or $40 if you get a good sale on a Black Friday to get your Xbox Live, your PlayStation Plus. They give you free games that you're never going to play. I'm telling you this. I mean, you'll probably try one if it like really, really tickles your fancy. But 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a game that you don't care about. And then on top of that, you have to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait for like another game, for a game to install or to download and whatnot. Now, obviously, they try to alleviate these times, which I commend them for, you know, that they say that you can pre-download it and, you know, pre-install into your console, you know, the Sunday of or whatever, if you pre-order it, like on a game on a console or whatnot. But still, at the end of the day, you just, I get frustrated. I am so frustrated. that I have to wait for an update, or that an update could potentially ruin what was once a great OS. You ruin it because you're updating, and you have to create an update to fix the mistake that you made. Like, and then PlayStation maintenance going down for maintenance all the freaking time. And you're paying for PlayStation Plus. Ridiculous. The freaking auto chargebacks that they do. I had a problem with that. Oh my god. Xbox wasn't a problem to get that taken care of, but PlayStation gave me a freaking See, Nintendo doesn't have that issue. Now Nintendo's going to join into the game market where they're going to be doing their own form of, you know, online, and you got to pay for online for a year and whatnot. I'm not happy about it. But given Nintendo's track record, and given Nintendo, like, because Nintendo has a shitty track record when it comes to having stuff physically in stock. Now, with this point is that with Nintendo's charging a cheaper option than everybody else. Now, Nintendo doesn't have voice chat. Ridiculous. I agree. Absolutely ridiculous. If Nintendo could only have voice chat, in the same aspect that we could have a group chat on a PlayStation or a group chat on an Xbox, Nintendo would be the greatest console ever. Could you imagine that you can play the new Pokemon game and have battle freaking tournaments and pretend that you're like a Pokemon trainer and like being like, yo, Charizard, use flamethrower, and then you see the animation go, and then you see Charizard shooting the fireball. That is freaking amazing. That is cool. You can have tournaments on Super Smash Brothers and chat, and then hopefully it could be lagless, you know, like if they can make it so like it just runs like so perfect, there's no input lag, nothing, everything is good, and they make it work. Oh my god. I'm just saying Nintendo has the most potential out of all three of these consoles. PlayStation has potential too. But the thing is that I feel like not enough ideas are being utilized, because I feel like these two companies are afraid to make decisions that defy the norm or whatever. Nintendo isn't afraid to do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, Nintendo knows it's going to get a lot of flack for the decision that it's not up to par with its competition. And instead it made this, which is super successful. A Switch. A Nintendo Switch. And they did this so correct, I couldn't even begin to tell you. That you can take this out, put this on a kickstand, play with a friend, do this. Oh my god. So many great ideas. And they didn't, and they are the only ones willing to make a sacrifice. Because they have the power to. Sony has the power to make sacrifices. However, they literally jumped the gun a little bit too much. They only utilize whenever somebody else is successful. That's when they do something. Like, they'd be like, ooh, we could be the first console handheld or VR headset. It's not going to work. You got to sell it at a strategic price, at an affordable price that makes it seem approachable. Look at the Wii. The Wii had a Wiimote nunchuck. Graphics weren't great. Graphics were behind, and ever since then, the Nintendo has always been behind when it comes to power. But there were some standout games on the Wii that were good, like Mario Galaxy, Zelda Twilight Princess. There was a lot of great games there. Obviously, it was trickled by a bunch because of how much of a success it was. It was full of third-party bullshit, but at the end of the day, we had games, and there was a few hidden gems there that people were like, oh, you know? I mean, obviously, I understand that the Nintendo Wii was very short-lived, and it did cater to a casual market, and then the Wii U was also catered to a casual market because of the success of the Wii. Because it was just selling like hotcakes. Like, everybody was buying them. And then, so they thought that if they kept the Wii U name, it just got lost in translation, and there was a whole peripheral thing and all this stuff like that. Look, I know I'm talking up a storm, and I'm talking up Nintendo. And obviously, by my Amiibo collection, you can clearly see that I'm a Nintendo fan. And therefore, it may seem like I'm just a Nintendo fanboy. Look, I got a PlayStation 4. I got an Xbox One. I got a PC. I got the Switch. I got the Wii U. And I play and I game on those frequently, whenever I can. However, I'm enjoying my time on Nintendo because I feel like quality is coming from them. They may not be graphically adequate and whatnot, and they have their issues. Trust me. Trust and believe. I know Nintendo ain't no perfect. PlayStation's not perfect either. Xbox is not perfect. PC's not perfect. There are issues that we as gamers have that we need to talk about, that we need to express, that we need to admit, and stop living in denial and thinking that a certain game is good when it's clearly not. And that we feel like we have to believe and brainwash ourselves to really love a game. Because you're like, oh, this game has such a high score, I have to like it. I must like it. Because we rely on reviews for some reason. One thing I learned about this generation is don't trust reviews. Trust instinct. If it looks like a type of game that you would play, then play it. If it's a game that you're like, it's a real-time strategy game, I don't give two shits about real-time strategy, then don't play it. You know, if it's Sims and Sims gets a 9, you know, you feel like you got to buy Sims because it got a good score. What if you don't, but it's a game that you never played? You know, for me, I don't like The Sims. I don't like things like that. Those are not my types of games. I like fast-paced actions, games that are not very heavy story-based. I don't care. The less the story, the better. I came in to be put into a world. If there's a little bit of story in there, that's cool. I want an end goal. I want a freaking villain that I know I'm going to get pissed off at, that when I kill him, it would just be gratifyingly exciting. That's what I want it to be, gratifying and wonderful and epic. That's what I want. But I feel like I don't get that with any of the other consoles. I mean, though the experiences are there. And like I said, I didn't play every game on these console generations. And if you have any recommendations on games, you know, please let me know. Because there's a lot of games that I probably don't know. I'm talking about mainstream stuff, you know. I hate the pay to play with the whole Star Wars Battlefront. Like, I'm like, could I have a Star Wars game with that graphics, but like in the form of like the Force Unleashed? Like, please. Like, I would actually like to play as a Jedi instead of just somebody shooting a damn blaster. Like, who wants to do that? I want to play as a Jedi or a Sith. Give me that. I don't know why I'm just so frustrated. But I felt like I had to post up this video because I know nobody's going to watch it. And if for somehow or some reason this video goes viral, I know I'm going to get a lot of freaking hate and flack, and people are going to make fun of me for a bunch of different reasons, and people are going to say, why are you complaining so much? Then don't play the game. Why are you paying into this? You're part of the problem, blah, blah, blah. I can go on and on and on and on. But I know that there's going to be people out there that are going to agree with what I say. And I don't mean this to be harsh, but I played a lot of games this generation, and I just have not been enjoying any of it. And then they say, well, you just play sucky games. I mean, honestly, I'm not a multiplayer gamer. But when it comes to single player experiences, that's the problem. So I can only speak from that. When it comes to multiplayer games, I'm pretty sure multiplayer games are fun, but multiplayer games have their own fair share of problems with like the loot boxes, the pay to win, the constant amount of DLC that you got to keep buying, and all this stuff like that. It's just ways to brainwash and trick us, and we as a gaming community, we need to stick together. Regardless of what console you play on, we need to stick together. We need to stay together, and we need to play together, and we need to tell these companies, like what we did with Star Wars Battlefront too. We need to tell them, stop messing around with us. That's not cool. Don't do that. Like, I'm like, look, I'm not happy with this. You know, we got to let it be known. We can't buy stuff. We can't pre-order stuff anymore. We can't pre-order stuff. If you pre-order stuff, you're legitimizing their practice, and that is a problem. So please don't pre-order your games. I know the struggle of being a gamer and like wanting the game day one and just having it in your hands and things like that, but don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't buy the collector's editions. Don't buy none of this. But then again, like I said, this is all my opinion. But we're going to forever, gaming is going to be worse the more you contribute to this, and silently just stand by. Anyways, guys, this has been Will. and signing out. Bye.